Hey everyone, it's the Guru. This is going to be a remake of my Monarch deck. The last deck I made, you guys, had problems with because it wasn't mine. It was someone else's. You didn't think it'd work, etc., etc., etc. So this is a remake of it with a Monarch deck that I would run if I were going to run Monarchs. This is a deck I would run, and I would have no problem running. Um, so we'll go ahead and start off with the deck and go and start with the monsters. You got the 12 Monarchs lineup, the 3 Kai's, the 3 Ryza, the 3 Delg, and the 3 Zaborg. Standard lineup. I don't run Thessalos because discarding isn't that great anymore, and I don't run Mobius because blowing up back rows really doesn't do anything because they usually activate Bottomless or Warning or whatever it is anyway, so I don't really run those. I do run these, and I like their effects, so those are my monster lineup. Then along with those, you got the 3 Treeborn for the returning, the 3 Swap Frog for the dumping, if Dueling Network wants to actually work. There we go. 3 Swap Frogs for the dumping. Gores, really good card. When you get hit, you just drop him. The token is the token and him are just beat sticks. So you special summon a Treeborn, sack for a Monarch, and then start beating with him in the token. 3 Battle Faders stop direct attacks and give you another sack monster for this in case they remove your frog, which does happen a lot. So Battle Fader is a must. 3 Reborn Tengu because he's not only a beater, but he's a continuously able to be sack card. So I mean, he's got so many uses that he's just amazing. So 3 of him is a must. 1 Allure of Darkness. You do have 6 targets, or you have 10 targets in this deck. The 3 Caius, the 3 Delg, the 3 Battle Fader, and Gore. So you got 10 targets for it, so every time you draw it, you can play it. Monster Reborn to either take back their monsters or take back a Monarch. Usually you want to take back their big monsters like Blackluster Soldier and stuff and use that against them. Dark Hole, destroy the entire field. MST, destroy back row. Forbidden Lance. I love Lance in a Monarch deck because when they try and bottomless, when they try and deep prison, when they try and do that, you can just Lance your monster and they can't do anything. So Lance is a must in my opinion at 3. It makes your Monarchs invincible, so that's really good. Heavy, destroy all back row. Double Soul Exchange. Triple isn't needed. You got so much special summoning and sack fodder in this deck, you don't need triple Soul Exchange. I only go double, and double works fine for me. And then lastly, 3 Trap Stun, so I can go Trap Stun and then summon my Monarch, and there's nothing they can do about it, really. So overall, I really like this build. This is the build I would play if I were going to play Monarchs. Side deck, pulling the rug for gadgets, Machinas, other Monarchs, etc. System down for Karakuris, Machinas, gadgets, every other deck out there. Swallow Flip for like GBs and whatnot. And then I actually side into Macro Monarch. Now, the reason I do that is because with so many decks, like about 85% of the decks right now in today's format play off the grave. So, I mean, if I didn't think I could win through a grave match, I would go anti-grave, and especially against agents. You need to do this against agents. Like this destroys agents. And from the show and jump we just saw, agents are extremely popular deck this format. So removal Monarch will be awesome for side decks. So that's what I'm going to be going into. Nextly, I run 2 Keeper of Armageddon. He's just really good. I can exceed someone into him with my Zaborgs. And then I run a Freezerdon, Zaborg again, and Volcasaurus, Zaborg again. The reason I run 5s is because, well, first of all, there's no good level 6s. And second of all, Zaborg is like always the monster I usually have on my field. I don't know, they just don't seem like they don't feel a need to kill Zaborg. I don't know why. So I mean, I can always do this with him usually. So that's why I have the 5s. Also, if I'm gonna be, doing anything like that, it's probably gonna be a 5-star. For synchros, you have this basic crappy lineup. So no need to go into that much. Now, how to kill Monarchs? Well, in general, for most Monarch decks, not this one, but for most Monarch decks, Dimensional Fissure and Macros Cosmos will destroy the deck. It just does. And then to add to the pain, like I said, this format, removal is going to be godly. It just is. Banisher of the Radiance. It's just this format, removal will own. It just will be insane. It'll be insanely popular and insanely, removal is now complete anti-meta. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, that's one way to stop them. Another one is pulling the rug. Like I said before in my last video, pulling the rug is amazing because it destroys the Monarchs and it's just a free destruction. You don't even lose anything. They just go summon a Monarch, you go pulling, and that's all. That's the end of it. There's no argument. There's no nothing. It just destroys their monster, and then it's your turn pretty much. So yeah, that card's amazing. And then to be honest, this card also hurts them. And bottomless and like solemn warning annoy them, but this card in particular really annoys Monarch players. And it is. If I can find it. There we go. Because it just kills their Monarch. They summon a Monarch, and then they target something, and Trap Hole comes up and nukes their face. So this card annoys them. It doesn't exactly kill them, but it annoys them. If you really want to kill a Monarch deck, I would say Pulling the Rug, or like removal cards, such as Dimensional Prison and Macros Cosmos and Banisher of the Radiance. So that's 5 cards that completely destroy this deck. As I said, a lot of you might want to really think about the removal, because from the show and jump we just saw, removal, like if there was a removal player there, which I don't know if there was any, but they didn't do good. I don't know why. But if someone got a good removal deck going and you had a solid engine, it would be really hard to get that off the field. Like removal presence right now is insane because it locks off the graveyard completely and there's nothing your opponent can do. So removal is going to be really good. Pulling the Rug is really good. Trap Hole, Bottomless. Solemn Warning is good, but it costs a lot of life points. This is okay versus like the Zaborg and the Delg and the Caius. Again, it's 2,000 life points, so it's like, Jesus, really, people? So the Chaos Trap Hole is a little bit stingy of a play, but it's still a good card. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to play it. So, like I said, this is the remake of the Monarch deck because people really didn't like the last one I posted, and I agree. Like, I looked over and I agreed that I don't like it either. So I ended up with this build. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all later.